Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I have a story for you today. A very scary story. A few days ago, I had an incident in the shower, and it scared the crap out of me and my caregiver. Went to the hospital and I received her. I got an MRI and a CAT scan. Everything came back okay, and I was released about 9 o'clock that night. I'm going to have my caregiver tell you the story because I cannot talk well and I talk way too slow. But also because she knows more about what happened because she saw I blinked out in some parts. I do not remember. Extremely scary. So grab your chair and a drink and I will let her tell you the story of what happened that day.
Last Thursday, August the 28th, I came in to tend to Chase. We did our normal morning routine. I got him dressed, fixed his breakfast. After he ate breakfast, he wanted to do some editing of some videos that we had did the day before of him in his chair. As he was doing that, we were talking. He had me make a phone call about a refund. After that, he did some more editing on his videos. After editing, around 10:50, 11 o'clock, we got ready for his shower. I got him in his up and put him in his shower chair, put him in the shower as normal, let the water run on his legs and stuff. As he was in the shower, came in, stripped his bed down to change his linen on his bed. When I went back to the shower to see if Chase was ready for me to start showering him as normal, Chase did not look himself and he wasn't responding to me as his normal self. So I kept asking Chase, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I noticed that he was sweating from his forehead. So I grabbed his whiteboard off of his desk and I wrote on his whiteboard, "Are you okay?" Chase had a look in his eyes that he was not understanding, or he was not listening, or his eyes was like he was off in a distance, but he was looking at me, but it looked like he wasn't looking at me. So I wrote on the board, "Do you want me to call 911?" He still didn't respond. So I left Chase and pushed his emergency buttons that he wear on his wrist and around his neck. It went off. Someone disconnected it. I hit it again. Chase's grandmother came in the room and asked, "Was everything okay?" I told her no, that Chase was not acting himself. She went to proceed to look for his dad. His dad came in, asked what was going on. As I was pulling Chase out the shower and back into the room, I advised him that Chase wasn't looking himself and he was not responding. Chase's dad started to ask him, "Are you okay? What's going on?" Chase really couldn't give us verbal commands of what was going on. Um, so I put Chase's hearing aid back in his ear so he can hear us clear. Maybe that was going to help us. He still did not respond. After about 2 to 3 minutes, his dad advised me to go forward with calling 911 and letting them know that Chase thought that he was having another stroke. So as I was on the phone with 911, Chase's dad was still trying to get him to respond to him. As we get 911 on the phone, give them the information about Chase. Me and Chase's dad get Chase out of the shower chair, get him in bed, get him dried off from where he was wet from the shower. Um, as we're getting him dressed at the same time, I'm still on the phone with the 911 operator, giving her more information on Chase. The operator stayed on the phone with me and advised me to go check the front door to make sure it was unlocked. When I proceeded to go to the front door, I noticed that the fire department was coming in. So they came in, asked some questions. It seemed like Chase had started to come back to himself and had started to talk back to where we could somewhat understand what he was saying. His eyes had returned to normal. The fire department kept talking to him, asking him to smile, give him a smile, and things like that. We advised the fire department that Chase was deaf in his left ear, completely deaf in his left ear, and he had to talk louder in his right ear. As they were doing that, I was in the living room waiting for EMT. I let the EMT come in. They came in. They asked how many times had he had a stroke previously. Chase's dad advised him that he had 5 strokes previously, and he told him when they were. The EMT asked me when did he get in the shower. I told him it was probably 10 after 11 when I put him in the shower. After that, they asked what was his normal routine. I advised them what we had done that day. They wrote it down, and then the fire department and EMT proceeded to lift Chase out of his bed with his bottom sheet to take him and put him on the stretcher. As they were putting him on the stretcher, they was asking for his vital signs, where Chase's dad had already took his blood pressure, and his blood pressure was extremely low. And then they proceeded to take Chase out to the ambulance, and from there, Chase was taken to the emergency room that day.
Chase suffered from a brief blockage of blood flow to the brains. The symptoms were permanent. He is now fine and at home.